we have to understand what is carbon neutral. It is something that you should reduce the emission and you should make the structure sustainable. And just now when I was talking, I have given an overall definition of what is sustainability. But in that again, when you are talking very specifically about being a carbon neutral, that means you are reducing the carbon footprint to the bare minimum possible. It is not going to be zero. But we are not referring zero carbon as a carbon neutral. We are talking at a large that carbon neutral is something minimizing the carbon content to the lowermost level. Like when you are producing cement, there is an old manufacturing system that when you produce 1 ton of cement, you are producing almost 1 ton of carbon dioxide. When you are producing 1 ton of steel, you are producing again into the environment 1.2 tons of carbon dioxide. So that is, you are adding carbon into the this thing. Increment in the carbon is not good for we human being. What we need is oxygen. That is why we are talking all the while of carbon reduction. So we should be having more of oxygen, more of ozone, so that we will be free, guys, because we are the only living creature. Let me tell you the philosophy behind it. Mankind and we human beings only can think and we can act. There are a lot of live animals, like there are dogs, there are donkeys, there are camels, everybody is there, tiger, powerful people. But can they change the environment to their need? No, they cannot. Fortunately for us, God has given us, mankind, the strength to change this universe and the things to the benefit. That is why, because we are also the cause. Because all the other animals living in jungle, they are not adding to the carbon. We created this problem for ourselves. So we are the only solution provider. And coming back to this, as I said, that we are going to solve the problem. Engineers and human beings will have to find out the way for reducing the carbon dioxide. So not only the process of manufacturing of steel, but process of manufacturing of cement and process of making every product. Even when you are producing here like a glass, when you are producing plastic, you can reduce the energy content in that. Because energy, by some way or the other way, it is going to add carbon. So in construction, you name the material, it is consuming some energy, and that energy reduction. So you can start it from the plinth to the roof. Every material, every process can be changed to make the overall construction carbon neutral, including the
projects. So carbon neutral, basically I would like to focus on going in for newer technologies, wherein carbon neutral is, if you even reduce your carbon footprint, you start getting carbon neutral. So basically for a certain project, if you can reduce the time, if you can reduce your usage of water, you can reduce usage of cement. So these are the factors, and technologies, latest new technologies that the government is partnering and encouraging, these need to be used to the maximum extent. Of course, these technologies do embody a number of materials like fly ash or GG waste, etc., which again contribute towards a carbon neutral environment. So that is what would contribute to a carbon neutral environment.
If we are looking at making our construction carbon neutral, we must know what carbon neutral is all about. All construction activities and the facilities that we build have an impact on the carbon emission or greenhouse gas emission in general. And to reduce the impact of emission of these harmful chemicals into the atmosphere, there are several things that can be done during construction, right from design to selection of materials and the way the construction is executed. Well, one of the most important things that we need to take care of is reduction in wastage, which is as high as 20% in many of the projects. There are various ways in which people are trying to select materials which do not deplete the natural resources too much, but we do need development, but not at the cost of the carbon dioxide emissions being higher than what is envisaged in our aim for carbon free or carbon neutral construction by 2050.
Regarding carbon neutral construction, it's possible because of the saving of either the quantity or the quality, and whatever efforts that we have got to make have to be really in line with the basic thing. It means carbon neutral doesn't just mean environmental sustainability, it also covers something else like quality and the quantities and all. But I think prefabricated concrete is one of the best solutions for making carbon neutral construction much more effective, because yes, because on-site work has got a lot of wastages which are done because of all the laborers working all over the place, whereas in a factory it's only at a limited place that we have concrete or reinforcement. So like we said that wastages on-site are close to about 12 to 15%, whereas in precast concrete it's hardly somewhere around 3%. We can usually control it, and yeah, basically those are the most important things. And we of course don't create a lot of dust. If you see, social impact is also quite a lot, because if you have a project in the city and if you have a project which is being serviced by a factory which is outside the city, it makes a lot of difference. Because if you have got, say, 1,000 laborers staying inside the city, then you know their consumption of water and electricity and hygiene and everything. Whereas in the factory, we instead of the 1,000 we require, say, only about 200 people, because everything is mechanized, it's machines. And sound effects, pollution, everything. And the basic important factor is that the finished goods are composed of less than 1/3 of the raw material. I mean, you have sand coming in, you have cement coming in, aggregate, then you mix it on the side, all the dust, number of trips coming inside. Vis-a-vis that, only the number of trips which come in as a finished product are nearly about 1/3. So there's a lot of social people around, living around the site, etc. So that's a lot of difference. It makes small things make up.